This is working way... Oh my word, okay. Hello everyone who just wants to sit down and missile something to death, no matter how long it takes. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths. I, for some reason, thought the Laniakea had sent one of its drones into orbit for some reason, not sure why. I've just recovered from a viral infection. I'm in no mood to do anything particularly complicated. So I remembered a comment, or more than one comment, that people have left on the channel, particularly on the Laniakea Most Wanted, I think that's where it was, talking about how the Laniakea is actually kind of vulnerable to missiles, like pound for pound speaking. And I thought to myself, let's test that theory. So, I don't usually do vehicles like this, of just like edited down science, so to speak, but I thought to myself, let's try and develop a missile system and see where the threshold is for missiling the hell out of this thing and, like, killing it dead. Because I have killed the Laniakea once before in the campaign. It was unfortunately not recorded. I was just doing it for fun. Can you believe it? Fun. And missiles is what killed it. If you fire missiles at it from all directions, that can do the job. So, we are going to figure out some missiles to missile this thing to death, and I have some ideas already. So, if you're wondering what's happening over here, I have spawned in two Onyx Watch Palisades, the new and improved Palisade, which is much more expensive and much more dangerous, and has a lot more missiles on it. So we're going to start there, but firstly we're going to restart the designer, and we're going to get cracking on some missiles. So to start off with, we're going to just have a crap ton of radar-guided missiles, and to start with, we're going to try and undercost the Laniakea as much as possible. So our starting fortress is around 46,000 materials. I just need to make a note of that. So 46,401. Nice and cheap starting fortress made of wood, no weapons. But let's figure this out. So let's start with just ye old vertical launch missiles, because that makes sense. What do we need? What do we need for missiles? I always get flummoxed by this. So we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have... Do we want to go sideways? Yes, we do. Let's do staggered fire. Let's do identify friend or foe. Let's do this instead. There we go. And we're going to have... Let's start with... Let's actually make our missile first. And I personally like the rail-launched missiles, because you get an extra missile length and it helps save space. I hardly ever use the regular launchers anymore because I'm fussy. Alright, so let's think what we want. We want reinforced bodies. Alright, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that enough? No, it isn't, because we want one. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more. 1, 2. And let's do active radar seeker, let's do an APN, let's do signal processor, let's do an incendiary head, because I am told by people who know what they're on about that you can't repair something that's on fire, or at least you can't really do that. So yeah, let's roll with that. And reinforced body. How's the thrust duration? Let's round up the thrust duration to exactly 20 seconds, because if it hasn't hit it within 20 seconds, that's... well, it's never going to hit at all, is it? Active radar seeker, blah, blah, blah. That actually does the trick just fine, I think. Let's just do that. And what's our reload? Because we want to launch one of these every second. So about 27 of them. 27... Math. Let's think here. Let's think about math. Have you ever thought about math before? I have. I barely survived. So let's do this to start off with. Nice, and whoops. This is already going to be a lot more expensive. We've almost doubled the expense of this whole damn fortress just by slapping some missiles on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're shooting for... what are we shooting for again? We're shooting for 27. Not controlled by AI. Thank you, me, for checking that. Let's just let's do that first. 27, so we got 4, 8, 12, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Let's see there. Yep, 28, and let's set the staggered missile. Let's... Alright, so 20 is 27, let's... Alright, so let's do 26.5 divided by 28. I'm going to do math. I have a calculator. I will show you on screen my calculator. I'm very proud of it. Was it 20? I've literally just forgotten. Again, I'm recovering from a viral illness. My girlfriend, who is a doctor, tells me that there's no difference between a cold and a flu. It's just kind of, you know, it's just kind of the same thing. That's a horrible number. 0.95. Okay, let's go with that. Alright, so 0.95. And so, the beautiful thing about this is that, if there's no worky, we just use... Hold on, let's do that. And we're going to do that, and then I'm going to be super cunning and have a wireless transmitter on here in case we need even more missile. So this is... How expensive is this whole thing? Let's just... Here, stats. Material cost is... Yep, that's a lot. That is a lot. So this missile system currently costs about... more than a lot of ships, actually. So 224,590, which is... let's see here. That is... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 1/7 the cost of the Laniakea, so I don't think this will... I don't think this will manage, but you never know, it might do it. That signal processor is going to have to do a lot of work. Alright, so our missiles are rolling in. Rolling. So that first one, yep, right there... It does tend to fire its interceptors in volleys, which is a bit of a problem for it, because it means a constant stream of missiles is going to be... I just remembered something that one of my old battleships used to do, the Stahlslung. Thumbs up in the comments if you remember the Stahlslung. Yeah, this ain't gonna do it. This ain't gonna do it. You need probably excessive amounts of missiles to get through here. Right, so there's a trick. There is a trick. And I think I'm going to use that trick right now. Oh wait, we're actually getting through. So that was what, the 4th volley? The 3rd? Okay, problem is we're running out of fuel. That is bad. Missile interceptors are now being confused. Aha! Let's see here. So what happens if we have 2 sets of these firing from different angles? Because this ain't gonna cut it. Because the goal is to kill the Laniakea. Not just kill it, but kill it, like, somewhat quickly. Hey, look at that. We're actually setting fire to it. Alright. Alright. I'm starting to see what people were meaning, that the Lani is, slightly vulnerable to missiles. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to put that over there, and we're going to prefab this entire thing, have 2 of them, but set them very far apart, like so. Let's do that, let's put them way over here. Because it's not just how many missiles you fire, it's like how far apart the volleys are, and from what angle you fire them at. We'll probably still... Yeah, we definitely have ammo for this. I mean, Deacon's Christmas. Alright. So we're going to save this as... What did we save this as? Let's save this over in the prototype weapons fortress thingy. Let's go... Prototype fortresses. Let's go... Whatchamacallit? Missiles. Anti-Lenny missiles 1. I am the only person on the planet which calls the Laniakea Lenny, just because I think it's funny. Alright, so let's do that. And you know what we're going to be really cunning with? We're going to set up a synchronized fire as well. Just in case. So synchronization, and we're going to go 0.5. That way it's split out a little bit. Just a smidge. Let's see if that does the trick. Probably won't. Hang on, let's just double check here. So it's like... Yeah, almost 400k worth of missiles there. Oh, I like that. Oh no, they're actually going to bunch together too much, aren't they? Or not, let's see here. It fires its interceptors, they're going to the left, they're going to the right. And there's a whole conga line of them still coming. Maybe just pure reinforced bodies would do the trick. Yep, that's already doing a lot better And the Lenny's interceptors are just kind of forgetting about this one right here. Oh dear. Let's see. And then when they get close enough, they get confused. Alright then. Alright then, this is more like it. They have just enough fuel to actually land. And those little flappy decoys right there, we might need a slightly more fuel on this thing. We might need to make them one segment longer. How much Bernie damage are we doing? We're currently doing not much. It's mostly the other thing right now. I did remember to stick an APN on these, right? Did I? They do have an APN. Problem is, we're not hitting the main body, not very much. Oh, we just did. Ah, we just did. And that is the problem with relying on decoys like that. They work great right until they actually do get hit. This is a very expensive way to kill the Laniakea, but don't worry, we ain't done yet. We're now doing... I did indeed forget to set the intensity to maximum. We'll do that next. Are we actually landing shots on Lenny itself? Yeah, we are. Kind of, sort of, not really. Okay, we can do one better here. We can do one better. We were going to do one better by making this one tick longer and putting a bit more fuel on it. And then we are going to... What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are going to... This is why I don't comment while building so much these days. Alright, active radar seeker. More fuel. Over here, let's do the reinforced body over here. And we're going to have fuel. And we're going to make this thing live faster. So again, 20 seconds of thrusty thrust time. That is the technical term. I will not be taking questions at this time. And I have two separate missile systems here, which is kind of silly. Just a little bit silly. In fact, I'm going to avoid making more work for myself right now by doing this. Right, missile receiver. Where am I? There we go. And missile transmitter. There we go. And then copy to all. Is that correct? It is correct. Alright, so these missiles are slightly bigger and slightly faster. And we want, the goal is to get some missile hits on the main body of Lenny on the first volley. Because the sooner you kill it, the sooner it stops killing you. That is science. That is scientifically proven. Also, thankfully, I might not have to... Where did the... I got rid of the local weapon controller, didn't I? Yes, I did. Huh? How? What? Is there something stupid about the failsafe? What's happening? What's happening here? Why you no fire? Why you no do what I tell you to do? Disapproving missile firing noises. Okay then. Interesting. Alright, why are you not... Why are you not? Why are you not? Why are you not? Interesting. I've managed to bugger things up here, somehow. Fascinating. From the depths. In development for 10 years. Still no working. Alright. Are you firing at all? Alright, so we can probably halve that stagger delay, whatever it is. Let's go to 4, 5... 47... Go reload all. Let's do that. And let's do Lenny. Are you gonna fire now? Now you're doing it. Perfect. Alright. Missiles are much faster. Missiles also have more health. Ah, you know what's a good idea? I remembered to turn God mode on. Oh lordy. That would have been smart. That would have been very smart. That would have been a smart thing to do. I can't believe we didn't do that. Alright, let's just wait for everything to, like, chill for a second. I don't know why it wasn't firing. This game is hard enough without the bugs sometimes. Alright. Let's go here, let's go here. Alright, so now it goes zoom, zoom, zoom. So faster missiles, diff C-Wiz, nice and spaced out. Let's follow this missile to its destiny. It is going to... Oh my goodness, it almost managed to hit the main body of the Lenny. Alright, so we're not quite there yet. It's doing better than what it did before. Almost did the trick. Problem is that those, we might want to make this laser guided, actually. That would make sense. I think we did manage to... Did we? We didn't. And that's definitely not the first volley that's coming in now. We are doing a lovely number on the shields. That is good. Thankfully, unfortunately, the interceptors of the Laniakea are not really stupid. That is a very good design feature. It's like, you damage the missiles to the point where they can't even, like, hit your decoys really at all. Alright, this is not working. Ah, there we go. There's some hits on Lenny. There's some hits on Lenny. Right, problem is they are aiming for... They are aiming for the decoys because these are radar guided. That is no bueno. No bueno, no good. So the problem with laser guided stuff is that you do need... Alright, this would work in an attrition war, assuming the Lenny doesn't kill you. This kind of works. This kind of works. It's not ideal. This would take a long time, I think. This is not what we like to see. I forgot to set the intensity to maximum. Alright, I want to try that again, one more time. Probably going to edit out the boring bit. And I like to do this for incendiary, because it's very, very handy. Because it also is going to make life easier for the thump damage of these missiles to, like, oxidize the hell out of it. Alright, so now... Launch. Lenny. Launch now. Do it now. Do it. Kill me. Do it. I'm right here. Is that the Laniakea talking or me? I don't know. It's definitely me talking. Alright then. Lenny. Let's see what you do, Lenny. Oh no, Lenny has got, Lenny has interceptors. This does make things, complicated for us. Was that knocking in me roof? It was knocking in me roof. That's terrible. Right, so a smidge of damage. We are landing le damage. Might want to do better steering, honestly. Maybe one more section with a fin on it, I think? This is BorderWise Figures Out Missiles. The movie. I also don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm gonna, like, I was gonna keep going until I make magic happen. Actually, maybe a proxy fuse would be a good idea. But then no thump. And we like thump. We like it a lot. Yes. Yeah, main body's been hit. Perfect. Please sizzle off the... Yes, there you go. There you go. Now we're cooking with bacon. Sizzle, sizzle. Alright, so here's one option. Here's one option that seems to be... It's gonna tickle Lenny a little bit. How's the shields going? Neo-wise. That's me! Well, that's a new improved version of me. Am I offended? Of course I am. There we go, just very slowly sizzling its face off. Trying to think, do math, roughly double the cost of this. Alright, if you have, like, remember, another 500k materials, you could make something evasive with a lot of smoke on it that can undercost Lenny, and that would be nice. Let's see, is Lenny dropped below? Aha, Lenny getting shots off now. I mean, get Lenny losing blocks now. That's what we like to see. The reason I'm going incendiary by the... Oh wow, just bonked the laser off. Perfect. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Constant missile barrage now doing what it's supposed to. Alright, we've managed to knock 2% off Lenny, and that's okay, I guess. We'll save this as our first one. This is our cheap, huge inverted commas, anti-Lenny missile system. Now we're going to tweak this a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go over... What are we going to do? We're going to go over here. We're going to have little missile turrets here. We're going to do laser emitters, and we're going to do the thing. And there's an important thing to do here, which is default guidance current missile forwards. That's important for laser-guided missiles. Problem with this whole setup is that laser-guided missiles require a kind of stable firing platform, and I do not recommend fighting the Laniakea with something that doesn't evade very well, because those big plasma shots hurt like hell, and you're going to have a very rough time if you just try and tank them. There's not really an armor design that stands up to burst plasma very well. So we've got a laser designator, we don't need a signal processor, so what can we have instead? What we can have instead is another reinforced body to make this super strong. Let's see here, that would be very good, I think. Oh, it is faster. I think the laser designator is, let's see, aim at our vehicle's lasers. Let's go with that. And hopefully this should be less distracted. That will be good. And we're going to save this as anti-Elena missiles 2. Laser guided. Lovely, lovely. And now we just need to hop over to our friendly target prior, because, like, let's go block, propulsion, and value per range, and bonus for current target. This is important for laser guided missiles, because otherwise, if they switch targets, the missiles currently en route to the original target then kind of all turn around and they're kind of wasted. It's why you don't see laser-guided missiles very often. They're kind of finicky. Alright, so let's do that. And we also want to really zero in on blocks. So endpoint selection, aim for above water, of course, aim for clusters of blocks. That's what we want. Let's see how this does. Most of these are going to smack directly into the Laniakea's shields, but hopefully they get slightly confused, and that would be good. So these are very slightly faster than the radar-guided ones we had before. And also they have got more health, so let's see. Oh wow, that is a noticeable speed increase. Alright, so where's our lasers? The lasers, yep, they are going... Alright, they are landing... Yeah, they're not bothered by the distraction sticks at all. That makes a big difference. We've already... Alright, perfect. This is what we like to see. And the occasional one slips through. That's what we like. How much fire damage are we doing? A lot? Okay, so the good news about the Laniakea and what it does... and what it does with those little shields. If they get damaged, they get pulled back, which is very convenient. Alright, so we've done a lot of thump damage at the moment. How's our lasers? The lasers are going for... What are we going for, lads? Going for the mothership that has been damaged. That's very nice. Wow, that's a lot of block. Alright, so it's mostly the thump doing it right now. So maybe, just maybe, we need to just do pure kinetics, because honestly, pure kinetic missiles are actually really good. When you set them out correctly, again, I'm thinking back to my old battleship, the Stahlslung, which was like, it was trying to be a cram battleship, but honestly, it was a missile cruiser in disguise. This is like, you know, this is probably how you gotta do it. Also, can I just complain for a second about the fact that these sub-vehicles are phasing through each other? I know this is like the sci-fi, like, alien faction, but this is silly. This is silly. This is very silly. Are we out damaging the repair on these little things? I think we are. Also, they keep setting themselves on fire by, like, bonking into each other. But, like, when you phase into each other like this... Wow, those missile interceptors are not doing great. Actually, they are doing great. They put a large dent in that volley. Alright, it's just... How expensive is this? 540 again. Yeah, I'm not sure this would work quite as well. Maybe if you are feeling ballsy and want to make something slow to fight the Laniakea, this could work very well. Right, I'm going to try this with pure kinetic missiles next and see what happens. Because those missile interceptors are, they are making a mess of things. Alright, so we've now done over 2 million thump damage and 1 million, 1 million, whatchamacallit, 1 million incendiary damage, and we're about to, one of those shields is about to despawn. Is it despawning? It is despawning. Alright, so that is a good sign if you have a weapon system that can... Yep, there you go. If you have a weapon system that can despawn one of the Lani shields, that does, that's good news. That is good news. What if you had 2 of these? I still think that, like, I don't know, the best way to shoot the Laniakea is just use anything but just surround it. Because one-on-one, this thing is a load of horseradish. How much damage have we done? Alright, so we've done almost 4 million damage worth of both Thump and Incendiary. Maybe stronger Incendiary. Alright, so next thing we're going to try out, we're going to try out pure Thump and pure Incendiary. And maybe a mixture of the two. Neither of these guys are despawning, annoyingly. EMP I don't think is going to work very well because it doesn't do anything to those shields. Look at that block confetti. Also, minor annoyance about the deco cope on the... Well, it's not deco cope, it's just, like, very heavily decorated. The stuff on the... That's actually doing less damage to the Laniakea than the radar-guided missiles did. So, that, yeah. Right, this is okay. Not great, actually, because remember... The shields aren't what we want to kill. We want to kill Lenny herself. So we're going to switch to pure Thump. And we're going to see what happens here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. That. Let's do here. Let's do Lenny. Let's do Lenny. 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 Lenny simply must die. Once again, workmen doing work. You gotta appreciate the workmen doing work. Alright, let's look at the damage numbers. Thump is happening. Right, so let's see if this does any better at getting through there. That is kind of the problem. Missile interceptors are not doing as much. Right, we have managed to do a lot of thump damage. Problem is, we probably need that incendiary to... Probably need it in order to... What's the word I'm looking for? To counter the repair a little bit. Not doing as much damage as quickly. Yeah, that's the problem with the laser-guided missile, is that it's aiming for the thing that's nice and shielded. Whereas the radar-guided missiles, they kind of... How do you call it? Wait, I had a wacky idea. This is very specific, but, like, firstly, there's something I want to try out. What if we... Right, so the APN just kind of... I want something that kind of chases the Laniakea. If we remove the APN, and that is heresy, I know... Let's see. Reinforced body doesn't do that. Let's put, Let's see. If it chases it, that means it hits it from the side, which means it'll be easier to go around those stupid shields. And what was the other thing I was supposed to try out? Huron Center. Oh yeah, I wanted to see what fires first here, because it's a little funky. Right, that side fires first. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Knock, knock, who's there? Knock, 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 who's there? Alright, so if you make that side solid, it's still hitting the shields, because the shields are smart, and they aim for the missiles themselves. Oh, there we go. Nope, never mind. Lenny also has evasion stuff. Alright, so that I don't think was a very good idea. We're not going to bother doing that. APNs are important for a reason. Alright, let's go APN again, and let's just double incendiary. Doubles, doubles. Let's do 0.3 oxidizer, because I always like that. Alright. Alright, alright, let's try this again, just save what we're doing. And how much Bernie does this do? Plenty, as it turns out. Ah, need to even that out. Like, that's quite annoying. Like, they have it for frag, but they don't have it for other things. Maybe a little bit less Oxiderm. Maybe a little bit less, so the fire can actually do things. Alright, Bernie, 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 Bernie Sanders. Bernie, 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 Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, the Laniakea, please. We would love it if you burned the Laniakea. Burn the Laniakea. Burn the Laniakea, please. We would love it if you did that. Alright. Oh wow, actually did manage to land a shot immediately. It's in fact burning off the laser, which is precisely what, like, we want around here. Ha! It was weirdly successful, and was only because the Laniakea did a weird little zip zip. It did a zip zip. Whee! Ha! How is this managing to land so much stuff? Alright, Laniakea just... I think that might have been just kind of RNG. How is it doing that? Alright, there's another thing I want to try out here. And that is, right. And that is to stagger them with, like, some missiles having ejectors and others not having ejectors. So, we're going to... What are we going to do? Yeah, are any more missiles going to hit Lenny? Lenny, please get burned. Lenny, we desire burnage. We desire Bernie Sanders. And how are we doing on... Oh, hello. What you doing over there? Oh, it just occurred to me I probably should change the targeting guidance thingy. So it actually works. Alright. Two things I'm going to change. Probably not doing super good tests of this, because it is a laser tracker that we're using, so I think this works better for laser designators for missiles? Not sure. Alright, so firstly, is this missile that we currently like? It is nice. It is 8 things long. Please don't shoot yourself. That's silly. Alright, so... Time for a montage, time for a montage. Don't set my own fortress on fire. I hate that. I will kill you. And now we prefab a lot. We prefab a lot. It is what we do. Lots of ejectors, that thing I hardly ever use. Lots of ejectors, that thing I hardly ever use. Right, science is fun, science is fun. Say it with me now, science is fun, science is fun, science is fun, science is fun. Don't you love it when science is fun? I hear something burning, but that's not my problem. Science is fun, science is fun. So the plan here is, if you put different numbers of ejectors on your missiles, they spread out a little bit more. They are more spread outable. Cease your silly burning, please. Oh dear. Hold on. And... right, let's draw this again. And repair, because I'm tired of burning. I'm tired of being a Bernie Sanders. Okay, there we go. And let's see if spreading this out a little bit, that's... right, I thought that was a graphical glitch. It was not. How's our cost? We're only slightly more expensive than we were before. Don't worry about it. And if our missiles get yeeted up into the atmosphere... yes, so you see now they spread out a little bit more in terms of height. That means, hopefully, the interceptors are less likely to hit all of them. Aha! Yes, we've managed to land shots on the main body. On the main body of Zeleny. I think actually managing to kill the Laniakea in one shot might be a bit of a problem. Did I remember to stick an APN back on this? I did. Alright. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Right, Lani has fires on her. Right, what we need here actually is another fin. So that the missiles can, like, do zoop zap zoobity bop. You know, the technical language for it. Alright, we are actually slipping missiles through. Very nice, very nice. Can we get it to 97% health, please? Right, I want to switch this back to radar guided for a very specific reason. Actually, let's stick an extra fin on it. I believe, with my brain, that could help a lot. Although them missiles overshooting are managing to confuse the hell out of the interceptors, and that is what we want to see here. Come on. Come on. Hit Lani, you know you want to. Oh, that is not a good place for the Lani to be on fire. I believe that's not far from vital components. Let's see here. Alright, Lani. Alright, Lani, let's see what you got. See what you got, Lani. See what you got, Lani. This is promising. I don't think the Laniakea, it's never going to be a fast thing to, like, kill. Okay, I kind of don't want extra fins on there. Actually, I do want extra fins on there. They'll be very helpful. The problem is that those, alright, one of the shields is going to despawn. Alright, I have an evil idea. I have an evil idea. Alright, nope, that's good, that's good, that's good. We like to see it. I think just, yeah, extra fin. Extra fin will do the job nicely. Alright, we are liking this. We are liking this a lot. It's very good. It is very good. Okay, so... trick is, what do we lose here? Can't really lose that. Alright, so that's made it slightly slower. Let's try that. Again, refill everything, please. Reload all. There we go. Alright, so let's see how you do there. Slightly more agile missiles, but also slightly less burny, which is fine. If the thing manages to sneak past the shields, it'll get the Bernie to where it actually needs to be. There's these other missiles that unfortunately converge on the same spot. Not ideal. Interceptors have now taken everything out again. Yes, much more agile. Keeping up with Lenny being all like that. Problem is, alright, these things might be too squishy now. They might be a little bit too squishy because we lost a... Oh, hello! They managed to land... They managed to actually hit one of the sub-vehicles. Extra fin not working out as I much would have liked. Yeah, nope. Extra fin, bad idea. Extra fin, bad. Extra fin, bad. Let's do... Actually, does that improve the health? Hold on. That doesn't improve the health, huh? Okay. Alright. Right, she cried. Alright, so the laser-guided missiles are a lot better at, hitting the Lenny directly in the shields, which isn't actually what we want. I already did a most wanted on this thing. What am I doing? I don't know. Anyway, let's switch it back to... active radar. And reinforced body, fuel tank, ATM, signal... processor, less health. Oh wow, that is a lot less health. Ooh. Ooh, way less health. Alright, let's do this. What the hell? Okay. Nope, not what we want. Not what we want. Alright, fuel tank. Reinforced body. Alright, we did get best results, I think, with like multiple reinforced bodies. Signal processor there. That's what we like to see. That's what Daddy likes. Don't call me Daddy. That's my job. Alright, let's do... This is number 3. With the staggered fire and the who's a what. Because ironically, the Laniakea having decoys on the side actually can lure radar guided missiles into hitting it in the side. Which is what we like. So they're gonna go zoop zoop zoopity bop, and you can see they're gonna start wiggling. They are going wiggle wiggle wiggle. And that one was pulled behind it. That might need another fin. Did we manage to land any shots on the Laniakea itself? I don't think so. Might be time to test the proxy fuse idea. Yep. Oh, wait. No, never mind. Managed to hit. It managed to hit. There we go. Lovely, lovely. And now it's really coming in hot. Coming in hot. The radar-guided missiles are coming in from the sides quite nicely. Then the Laniakea got 50 blocks knocked off it. There we go. There we go. Getting a little bit more in there. You know, the smart thing to do would be to lead with half and half. So we're going to try that. We're going to try that. Stuff coming in from downtown. Stuff coming in from downtown. Alright. Time to get clever. Time to get le clever. So the first thing we're going to do, swap everything to incendiary, but remember, we remembered. So reinforced. Reinforced body. And I'm going to be clever here, and I'm going to do this. Now that I've done that, we can do... Oh, balls. Not what I wanted to do at all. Alright. So this is not connected. But this should stay connected. Copy to all. I always bloody well do this with missiles. Alright, so that's all reinforced bodies now. Perfect, perfect. Absolutely crazy amounts of health. And this is all pure incendiary. Perfect, perfect. So now, let's see how this do. 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 And it's going to be a little bit of a mixy mix. Oh yeah, no, those tank those interceptors quite nicely. And you only really need one of those thumpy fellas to actually hit those decoys. Did one of them manage to hit the Lenny? No, they didn't. Unfortunate for us. Something's on fire. Now, what is burning? What is Bernie Sanders right now? What is Bernie Sanders? What is Bernie Sanders? What is Bernie Sanders? It's not burning enough. Alright, so this is not working as well as just having a nice mix of the two. Alright, we're gonna try next with proxy fuses, I think. I think that'll work well. Although, that being said, there's some juicy shot... Well, that did basically nothing. Yep, no, that did basically nothing. Problem with using thumpers on the... well, just kinetic missiles. Thumpers actually needs a thumper head. Problem with doing that is that, well, they don't do much to heavy armor. Okay. Right, we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna try it again. And we're gonna have a proxy fuse. Which means we're gonna make these things longer again, which means we're gonna make them more expensive again. Unfortunate for us. We're gonna not bother. The reinforced bodies now are just gonna be like, they're gonna be for durability, not damage, which is unfortunate, but sometimes that's how you do. Where's the proxy fuse? Proximity fuse is there. Range is 10. Angles 45 degrees. I'm gonna set that to 90 degrees because that's a 180. Maybe less than that. Maybe 60 degrees. How's our health? Not great. Alright, so let's just smack that in there. Okay, what do we got here? Thrust duration is 29.99, which means we can up the speed just a smidge. Just a smidge. There we go. There we go. That is decently fast. And any other things in here? I haven't used proxy fuses in a long time. And just double checking that the incendiary is what we want it to be. It is not, so let's do that. There's so many things to keep in mind. Why is this game so difficult? Yeah, so I would like the laser-guided missiles, but the problem is, like, you really do want... Laser-guided missiles add a lot of expense, and if you want to undercost the Laniakea, skipping out on general-purpose processing power is probably a very good idea, because missiles are expensive enough as it is. Same with remote-guided missiles. Like, it's going to be a very expensive beastie if you want to kill the Laniakea with remote-guided missiles. Also, the thing's probably going to blow your detection off completely, so... Let's see if these proxy fuses work. And see if a 60-degree angle is what we want here. Kinda forgot that would get blown up, honestly. Alright, we want a better... Oh, wow. Wait, does thump damage still teleport with the proxy fuse? Alright, we need... I think we need... Hold on. I'm going to switch that to the full 90 degrees to see what happens. Because if it can do that, it means it can it means it's far more likely to actually hit those decoys that the Lenny has. Alright, everybody. Let's just refill, reload all. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You over there. Are you blundering off in the wrong direction and going to despawn any second now? Yes, you are. So we're just going to spawn Lenny over there instead, and... And watch, I'm gonna build a battleship armed with missiles like these, just to be like, ah, screw it. Maybe I should make a Star Slung Mark III. That would be fun. Alright, so... Yes! Oh, look at that! Yes! If you rely on dodging missiles by, like, the skin of your teeth, proximity fuses are going to be a real problem for you, aren't they? Suddenly, this is a 100% hit rate. Alright, still... Actually, I'm saying that, a bunch of them did miss. Come on. Come on. Be nice and sneaky. Problem is, setting it too generous means that, you're more likely to... Wait! Nope, they did manage to land on Lenny. Come on, have a sneaky fella. Let's... Alright, so 60 too small, 90, how about 70? Would 70 degrees work well? Come on, come on. I want you to sneak past those shields. Aha! Almost! Also the fact that thump damage still, like, is triggered by proxy fuses? That seems weird. Alright, let's switch it to... Let's try 70 degrees on that angle. Let's do 70 degrees. Wait, what's midway between 75 degrees, I think? Yes. 75 degrees, 75 degrees. I might just for giggles test this against the Hypernova, just like, I think we're getting somewhere. Well, so you can imagine having this, like, I'm picturing a canoe with, like, one battery of missiles at one end and another at the other end, which means that they spread out a lot and those interceptors don't do a very good job. Okay, then, so first volley actually managed to land on the mothership itself. That's good. That is what we in the business call good. Where did that land? Oh, it landed on the drone. Bugger. Okay then, this is promising. It's going to take a lot more of this, I think, and probably this isn't going to be the only missile, but yeah, not bad for roughly an hour's work landing on the Laniakea, because, what is it, this setup, oh dear, that's expensive. Ugh. Not my... Also, is my graphics card dying or something? Interesting. Very interesting. I hope my graphics card isn't dying, because that's... Oh. Did it just launch funny? I don't know what's happening. Alright, let's see here. What's happening to Lenny? I'm seeing fires on Lenny. I'm seeing fires on Lenny herself. I mean, you could just brute force this. You know what? I do want to try this with huge missiles as well. I don't think it's going to work well. Huge missiles aren't very good, generally. But, like, there's no harm in trying. Okay, yeah, no, there's a lot of, there's a lot less thump damage happening. Hold on, let's see here. Let's go Shift T, tools, let's see. The fire tools. Right, so that is a lot of fuel. Oxidizer, yeah, no. Alright, so what if we just throw all the oxidizer out the window for this? What if we do that? Also, what if, just what if, hyperpathetic, maybe just a smidge of oxidizer, just a little smidge, as a treat! As a treat. Also, let's spawn you in and out, and see if that graphical glitch on the missiles is still happening. Nope, I don't know what caused that. I do not know what caused that. Let's save you one more time. Save me, baby, one more time. Alright, let's see here. One more test fire, and then we'll try the huge missiles. Huge missiles are probably not going to do very well. I forgot what I just changed here. Alright, the thing. Aha! Hello! Alright, so if we just go here, look at the fire thing. Ah, that's a lot more fuel. That's more like it. More fuel, more intensity. Ramping up a lot. Still some thump damage happening occasionally. That's actually quite a lot of thump damage. And we've successfully burned off that, at least one of those decoys. That is nice. We like that. We like that a lot. And there, we got a hit where otherwise we wouldn't have. Maybe I should swap these things out for infrared and have them, like, you know, so they aim for hot targets, so they're less bothered by the... Hold on a second, let's just check something. This is probably going to lag, this is probably going to lag, so, what we got there? That fire is 2,710. Actually, one of those fires is 10,000 degrees, give or take. Oh lordy, that's a lot of text. Oh lordy, that's a lot of text. Oh boy. Hold on a second. Let's heat decoy. Currently 0. Interesting. I think the Laniakea might be smart about such things. Let's try that next, actually. I'm having fun here. I'm having a good time in case that wasn't, like, blitheringly obvious. Let's try swapping this out for IR missiles, so they go for the hot thing. Because the one advantage that like radar guided missiles have, which is like a 180 degree like detection range, is that IR missiles can do that too now, so that would be fun. Also means that they can focus down on whatever is most on fire, which could be pretty groovy, honestly. Alright, it's not actually getting through the Laniakea very well. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's switch that out for infrared seeker. Detection cone is 180. Let's try it. Let's have a college try. Let's have a try of the thing. Whoops, not Dominus. Not you, Dominus! We don't want to look at you. Huh, that is getting launched quite nicely up into the air. Oh, it doesn't have a... Oh, we don't need a one-turn on these. I just realized. Wow, that just went straight for the thing. Oh, wow, that's working a lot better. That is less confused. Or at least they feel less confused. Yeah, they're going for the fire now. Oh, they are spreading out nicely. Oh, the shields are confusing them. The shields are confuzzled. Who would have thunk? Alright, I'm liking this. We're learning that proxy fuses are actually kind of handy against the Laniakea, because it's relying on those little decoys to miss by inches. And the missiles are just like, wait, what? What are we talking about? We don't do that around here. Are we doing less damage, though? Alright, we've managed to hit the Laniakea occasionally. Ah! That missile just sneaked through and, like, just snubbed that laser barrel. I'm liking this. This is not the ideal way to kill the Laniakea, probably. Honestly, like, testing from a stationary fortress does have its limits. Because, like, yeah, like, you know, like, you really would want to spread out this volley a lot more. Also, this is a good call to action in the comments. It's like, Those of you who've managed to missile the Laniakea, because I know a few of you have. For sure, you have. Let's see, NeoWise is always copying it, of course. Lots of fire. Can't go wrong with fire. Wow, now there's missiles quite consistently landing on the side of the Laniakea, but it's still only 1% health. Which is not what we want to see here. I think that is our best bet, though. Now I want to try this without. Now I want to try this without, like, without the proxy fuse, but actually, no, the proxy fuse is really good, because I think those missiles would have missed otherwise. Let's see, how many layers of crap do you need to get through in order to get to good stuff there? Not actually that much. Let's see, NeoWise is back up to 99%. Interesting, the IR missiles are not, like, grinding through... They're not grinding through the, what do we call it? Through the shields as fast as the other things with, as the radar guided missiles are, which is weird. Which is strange and weird. Alright, we finally dropped 2% health off the Laniakea. We can do better, methinks. Actually, it just occurred to me I want to try something here. We're going to set this to maximum ramp time, but set that to like so. Let's see what that does. Refill everything, please. Right. Do these things even hit when you do this? Oh my god. That works really well. Oh my word, that works well. Oh, that works incredibly well. Oh my goodness. Alright. Make missiles go fast. Make missiles go fast, good things happen. Alright then, you've already managed to zap some of the decoys off. That is nice, we like that. We like that a lot. Don't mind me, just checking how long this recording is. I'm having a good time here. I hope you're having a good time too. Yeah, there's also going to be a lot more thump damage because by the time they hit, they're going fast. They're going oh so fast. Whee! Alright, I'm liking this. This is good. This is good. V likes this. V likes this. V likes this a lot. Mostly thump now, actually, interestingly. I wonder if the proxy fuses don't have time to trigger when they're dead on something. Laniakea is still at 99% health, which is not ideal. I never said this would be fast. Alright, let's try this exact missile, but with huge missiles instead, and let's, well, see what happens. Let's save this here. Oops. Whoops. Do that. Alright, so now comes a little montage. A little montage! A little montage. Probably gonna half the... Let's just, oh my goodness, that's like so much more expensive. Alright, let's do... I don't know how much. Considerably less, probably. reminded of the people who quite correctly tell me that huge missiles are bad. Alright, so this is now 600k worth of nonsense. Alright, let's get rid of this. And let's just get rid of this. Is everything still connected? I hope so. So this is going to be le problem. Save this over here. Number 4. Huge missiles. I like naming things in a funny way. Alright, so huge. You notice I didn't bother with medium or small. That's because I know medium or small is not going to work here. Okay, let's do a one thing stagger. How long does this take to reload? Oh, it takes a long time. It takes a long time. Oh boy. That's still damn fast though. It's alright, I don't think this is gonna work very well, but like, you never know. I mean, 8 huge missiles is a lot. Let's see what happens. Proxy fuse goes like, hello. Wait, what's the range on those? Proximity fuse. Nope, still 10 meters. Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy who lives in a blue world. All day and all night, everything that's a lot of fuel. Huh. Interesting. That is gonna burn a huge hole in the Laniakea, assuming, yep, that's burning a big hole in the Laniakea now. Just going sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. That is starting to get through. What's in there? Well, that's just armor. Huh. This is working way... Oh my word, okay. This is expensive. This is expensive, this is silly. But it's working, is the thing. And the fires just died out. Well, that took 3% health off the Laniakea, but that's like... This missile setup is like... almost a third of the cost of the Laniakea to begin with, so I'm not sure how well that is. Although, people have reminded me that you've got to also consider... You also got to consider, like, how much materials the Laniakea burns and repairs. If you're making something that'll fight it. Huh. It has managed to... Why are these things so good at sneaking past the shields? Oh, it's probably just the ejector setup. Alright, let's double check. How big is this fire? That fire is... Wait, you pause there. That's a lot of fuel. That is a huge amount of fuel, actually. It is slowly but surely burning this thing's face off, although it is surface damage, annoyingly. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a fast Lenny kill with missiles, no matter what you do. Maybe Thumper Heat or something? I don't know. Maybe you should try that. Or maybe, just maybe, we can just leave it there and just watch the Laniakea burn. Burn, baby, burn. Oh. Basically all of them got hit by the shields. That's annoying. Well, so far that's the best results so far. Maybe huge missiles are the way to go. Unfortunately, it does that thing of, like, it just sizzles off the surface. And then, like, there's a lot of time for the fires to fizzle out and then the Laniakea to repair, which is annoying. Also, I think fire has a timer on it, so there might be diminishing returns with just spamming big fires. Whee! And it just landed once again over there. That is the problem. Although it just... Ha! Alright, Laniakea is now 94% health. I'm just gonna let this fizzle out. This might be our best option, right? Wait a minute. Oh, that's laser components. Oh, how about that? Oh, we've... Oh my... Giddy Aunt Fanny, that is, Oh. Oh. Oh, we figured it out. Oh. Oh, that's actually pretty good, actually. Ooh, hello. Admittedly, the Laniakea could have killed us, if this was launched off an actual vehicle by then, but, like, that was significant damage. Huh, who would have thought proxy IR missiles? I'm gonna have to use these on something. Also, never underestimate the humble radar-guided missile. It does the trick, actually. Sneaky, sneaky, please. Also, sometimes the Laniakea, like, manages to, like, intercept those with the shields, and sometimes it just doesn't. Alright. What's in there? Is there anything important in here? No, not really. Alright, I am going to speed up this footage because, by gum, we all deserve to see the Laniakea burn to death. We all deserve it. Well, we are getting close to Lenny despawning. She's wobbling a little bit, because I think her forward pitch control got taken out. That is, in fact, what happened. It's very empty in the front there. So yeah, I can call that a success. Like, proviso being, whatever vehicle these missiles get mounted on, assuming I remember to use them, would need to survive what the Laniakea throws at it long enough for this, like, kind of attrition match to kind of, oh wow, the Laniakea is really struggling to... Oh wow, there we go! Low health. Well, how about that? You can kill Lenny with missiles. It in fact can work pretty well. Bearing in mind that this would probably work even better, probably with a mixture of missiles, and also just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just fired from different angles. I'm imagining a front-sider that, like, fires these missiles out the side. Maybe I'll get over my FTD burnout a little bit to actually to get the hang of it. But just as a, I guess a kind of summation while those things despawn. Okay, you can stop. Cease and desist, please. All right, so the missile that in this question that seems to work well as an anti-Laniakea missile, large or huge, depending on what you feel like. So what we got is an infrared seeker, because that seems to go for the hot bits, and those jets are very, very hot. This is probably going to work miserably against other things. Infrared seeker with a 180-degree detection cone. Proxy fuse, 10-meter range, 75-degree angle, incendiary, warhead, max intensity, 0.1 oxidizer, reinforced body, fuel tank, signal processor, APM guidance fins, variable thruster. That seems to work pretty well. Like, could work better. And... again, laser-guided probably has promise. I haven't tried remote-guided in this video, but like, I don't know, like, the remote-guided is very, very expensive, and missiles are expensive to begin with, and the Laniakea, annoyingly, is like, I think it's been cost min-maxed to like a ridiculous degree, apart from the repair tentacles. Anyway, let's celebrate downing Laniakea by killing a hypernova and see if that works any better. Probably is going to be easier? Question mark? Oh yeah, I turned the missiles off. Alright, let's see what you do. Anyway, this was a long video and not what I usually do. That's a lot of interceptors, mother of pearl. That's a lot more interceptors, actually. Still didn't work. Still didn't work. Are these missiles going to get through? They did. Oh, it's going to hit the squishy underbelly. Oh, it's going to hit the squishy underbelly. Yep. Why did that explode? Why was there explodey things there? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. What the hell? Where'd you come from? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Happy Laniakea burning. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Like, at the lowest tier, access to a Patreon-exclusive Discord. We can hang out with me and other cool people, and we can talk smack on the Laniakea and every other Scarlet Dawncraft. Oh yes, hit the squishy underbelly. You know you want to. What the hell? Why is it exploding? Oh, hold on a minute. Did I goof with one of these missiles? Is one of these things got an explosive warhead? It did. Oi! Rude! Incredibly rude. That's not what I wanted at all. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Sorry, I interrupted my spiel. Where the hell was I? Ah, yes. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership. Discord server. Please come hang out with us. We're cool. I promise. And, I'll build, like, at higher tiers, I'll review your craft, I'll build stuff for you, I'll draw pictures for you. I do art streams, go check those out. And from the depth streams, you're probably more interested in those. And, yeah, check out my second channel. I rant over there sometimes about video games which are not from the depths. The algorithm has pigeonholed me. I'm a pigeon. That's my pigeon impression. Anyway, have a good one, everyone. Do set some Scarlet Dawncraft on fire for me, and I'll see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell. Oh yeah, I love the smell of burning heavy armor in the morning.